Welcome everybody to another hour of miniature goodness. Hopefully all the sound is working and the video's working. So please let me know in chat if everything goes okay before we start. And yes, pizza is absolutely delicious. My favourite is chicken and pineapple. Chicken and pineapple. Yum. And cookies. Yes. Let me say hello to everybody. Josh, it's brilliant to see you, Josh, and it must be very, very early for you, so thank you for popping in. Mighty Lancer Games, of course, and we have Philippe. Hello, Philippe. TYNTX is in the house. Gerald, Music's Touch, and Music's Touch. So today I'm going to attempt to carry on and get an hour's stream. Now, on the last show, we was doing the Ogre Zombie, which is this one here. But, of course, my stream collapsed with the network error. And we also have the Hook Horror. So what I'm going to try and do today is... I'm going to add some ink wash over this Ogre Zombie now. I've got some really nice grey ink wash, and that'll work really well for the skin. And now, I've already put a green grey onto the skin itself, so adding this grey ink wash, that'll just go into all the recesses of the skin, and hopefully, if we're lucky, that ink wash will have dried by the time I have done all the wet blending on our Hook Horror, which is going to be purple. So today we have purples, blacks, white, brown, and that's us. So let's get this ink wash on. It's really nice to see Josh up and around and happy. Now with the ink wash, I am just going to use Nornay brush, and we're just adding it to all over this Ogre Zombie. It won't give much of a highlight, but it'll be enough to go into all the recesses. Just to highlight the deepest parts of our miniature. Yes, and awake. Now I'm just going over all the areas. It doesn't matter if it goes in where I got the flesh colour, the red. Now I'm doing it nice and fast because I'm going to remove the ink wash as soon as it's on, which doesn't make sense, I know, but I'm just going to remove the top area of ink wash from the Ogre Zombie with some of my little cotton buds, and that will help with the highlighting on this miniature. Really simple to do. You just fly around, go over those little toesies, just get that ink wash in, let it flow into all those areas, nice and simple. Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Lovely. There we are. And the little hands, and the little fingies, little thumbsies, little fingies here. There we go. We got all the Christmas cards posted out today. There seem to have been hundreds of them. So all my patrons now should be getting little Christmas cards and stickers and all sorts of goodies in the post soon, which is awesome. I know a few of you live in New Zealand and Australia. Your postcards and that have been posted, but I don't know how long it's going to take to get to you, so hopefully it will arrive before Christmas. Right, now with the little cleaners here, all we're doing is going over the highest areas and removing that grey ink wash, leaving the grey ink wash in all the recesses, and it gives you instant shading around all the miniature. And then once the ink wash is dried, it means you spend less time adding extra highlights to the miniature. It's a great way of, as I call it, cheating. if you can find ways to make your life easier with miniature painting, especially if you paint as many miniatures as I do, by doing this, what's happening is you're removing a little layer of the ink wash around the highest parts of the mini. Now, normally most miniature painters, they would add the ink wash and then they'd do another highlight on top of that and then another highlight on top of that. By doing it this way, you only really need to add one more highlight, because you've already taken away this ink wash and given the miniature a little highlight just by removing the ink wash on the highest areas. It means I only need to do one more highlight for this ogre to make him look awesome for my tabletop. Michael nudity. Josh, stop it. Got me laughing already. Look. Hey, you're gonna make me blush. I see you made me drop my miniature as well. So there we are. That's that one so far. I will leave that dry. Now we shall go straight onto the hook horror, because we want to get all these lovely purples. Now I'll show you the card again. With the hook horror, we've got nice dark purples on the body, and then on each of the feet and the hooks and the beak it goes into a white. So what we want to do is we've got to start in the middle with our darkest purple and then slowly bring up the white right to the ends of each of the hooks and the feet of this miniature. Now it's not too hard to do, but it does take a little bit of practice. So all I need is some purple. So we're going to add some purple to my palette here. Come on, Mr. Purple, let you come. I'm going to add a little bit of black. Now black is ultra strong. You only need a tiny bit of black for any of your miniature painting, because it will really darken your paints immensely. And what else am I doing? And of course white. Hello, Michelle. Could you let me know if the sound and everything is working okay? Just checking in, as it's all I got a cable connected to the PC now, so I just want to make sure everything is tip top. Good, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, I was so annoyed with the last stream. It was quite upsetting when you try to get everything sorted and then you go on stream 10 minutes later. You've got echoing and all sorts of stuff. But lots and lots of you have helped me and told me what I was doing wrong. And this is what's fantastic about the community and everybody, is everybody's happy to help each other. And that's awesome. And it's well needed in a community, and especially in this world. Nobody wants to be a nasty person. Okay, so I'm adding a tiny bit of black to this purple. I don't know if you can, yes, you can see that there. Now I'm just starting off with a darker purple, and what we're going to do there is start right in the middle, and work our way around. Just right under the chin, and very simply all I'm going to do is go straight into the purple next, and I'm going to add that to the darkest purple and pull away, taking some of that dark purple with my paint. And again I'm adding just the purple, pulling away. What's happening there is both the dark purple is mixing in with the lighter purple, and it's giving you an instant shade going around the miniature. Now I have got little thorns and little bits on his body, so I'll need to paint them in directly, so I'll do that now. Some parts going to be quite difficult, but what I'm looking for is the end product is to have the ends of the feet, the claws, and the beak with the correct lightness on the ends. So I'm just going to quickly fill this in at the back there. I'm going back into the dark purple as it's a dark area. It's kind of shaded shell on its back, so we'll keep that nice and dark. And again, we'll go straight on to the other side. I'll just go straight back into that purple and pull the paint on the other side. Very difficult trying to do it in front of the camera. There we go. And you have to be quite fast, because especially in a hot room, your paint will dry out fast. So when I do my wet blending, I normally fly through it as fast as possible, so it all stays nice and wet. As you can see on the front there, I've got the dark in the middle, and we're just going lighter and lighter, and we're going to work our way up until we're white on each of the sides there. I can put photos on a Discord of all the miniatures. This is the Hook Horror by Wizkids Games, and of course it's officially Dungeons and Dragons from the Monster Manual. So if you need reference material for these miniatures, they are official Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, so you can find them in most of the books. And just finish these ones off. I'm just going to try and get these little little centerpieces painted in, because they are in my way. So I want to quickly get them out of the way. And I'll tell you what, we'll do the same on these, just coming up here, just to get them done out of the way, because they are annoying little spiky bits, sticky outy bits. There you go. Okay, now I need to wash my brush. It's very easy to overload your brush when you are wet blending, so always keep an eye on your brush and never let the paint go up to the stem of the brush. If paint gets inside here, it will spread the bristles and you'll end up with a manky brush. So always keep your brush nicely cleaned and washed. These are army painter brushes. I get all my brushes from Mighty Lancer Games, and everybody knows that if you become my patron, you get 10% off from all your purchases from Mighty Lancer Games, which is awesome. Back to painting again. Right then. Okay, so back into just the purple. We're getting to the stage where I'm going to add a tiny bit of white to each of the mixes now. So I'm going to add a tiny weeny bit of white. In fact, I'm going to take some of this purple and put it on my palette over here. There you go, over there. You play over there. I'm going to add a little bit of white and just make up a lighter mix. Not too much. Just bringing some of that purple down. So you've got a lighter purple. Take off the rest of the paint, back in, and we should be able to just carry on adding that paint onto the legs, and it'll give us a nicer, lighter effect. Again, I'm going back into the white, adding it to the purple, and we're bringing it down the leg again. Again, it's getting lighter and lighter. Back into the white, tiny bit of purple, and we're going down the leg. And as you can see, the shade is getting lighter and lighter. And again, back into the white, adding that to that purple, going back down the leg. It's getting lighter. And back into the white. And this should be the last white, I reckon, for his feet. So we'll just keep it going all the way down. A bit too much purple on that one there. Back into the white. And just go back on and pull down. And just on the tips, we'll just add a little bit more white, just to make it a little bit brighter at the ends of the feet. So there we are, we've got our dark purple going down the leg into a white leg. Now we need to do that on the other leg and on the hooks and on his beak. So again, back into that first purple. Going straight down, pulling the paint away. Like I say, things like this do take a little bit of practice, but don't worry, because practice does make perfect. All we're doing, like I say, we're just adding white to your purple and pulling down with the brush, and that pulls the darker purple into the lighter purple, which gives you your shading for your miniature. We don't go back up with our brush, we keep on going down with the brush, so you're pulling the paint down with that miniature. And all I'm doing is adding a lighter mix of my purple on each brush stroke going down the legs, and it'll be the same for the hooks and his little beak, little beaky in a bit. Lots of concentration goes in this, so I apologise if I am ignoring everybody on chat. I don't mean to. I just this part is quite important to do while the paint is wet. So I'm going to keep on talking while you're all eating your pizza and eating cookies and doing whatever you're doing. But I need to get this done while it is all wet, otherwise it'll be a bit of a mess. There we are. So what we've got there, we've got the dark going into the lighter purple, lighter, until it's almost white. And as you can see by the picture there, it's very dark on the picture. I've got it lighter, of course. But you can see that we're going for the same effect, where we've got the purple going into the white, and fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is the same with the hooks and the beak. I'll just give my little brush a washy. Oh, hello Tule. Safer to ignore chat. What's Josh been saying now? Okay, let's get these hooks done. Michelle, a saint. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to the body. Now let's give that little backpack. I'm going to keep that dark. I think that would look nice dark, and maybe a little dry brush over just to highlight all the little ridges on the back there. But let's just add a bit of black here, and we'll start again with this bit. And we'll just quickly, just to give it a little coat of paint. And what we're going to do is do the top of the shell nice and dark, and I'm going to just work into the purple and pull that down to make a little shade on the back of the Actually, I don't know. I take it these are wings on the back. It's not a beetle, is it? This is like a winged beast. Am I right or am I wrong? Tell me, guys. I'm assuming these are little wings or something on the back. Yeah, right. Scorpla should know. She's a dungeon master. Ah, thank you. Yep, thank you, TYNTX. TYNTX. You know, it's very hard to say your name on stream. I only started playing Dungeons and Dragons from 5th edition. So anybody who knows anything about Dungeons and Dragons before 5th edition, you've got my utmost respect. Wandering Death. Hello, Annabelle. This is a good way to show you the tones where I've started. It's all purple, and I've just added black and gone to white. So it's a nice way to show you the shading going through the whole miniature. On the back here, sorry. We're just going to a little lighter colour towards the bottom of the wing case, I could call it. And all we're doing, all I've used is one purple. No other colours. All I've mixed in, all I'm using is black and white to give a nice shade going along the miniature. That's all you need to do. You can have thousands of different colours, but you only need black and white to add shading and light to your miniatures. I mean, we all love. I collect paints. I'm terrible for collecting paints, and I want a paint set for every type of miniature I do. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Okay, now we're going to start on the head. Oh, damn it. I'm sorry. I know. Josh is cracking me up already. Okay. Right. Okay. Adding a little bit of black. Okay, I'm not looking at chat no more. That's it. I'm going to just stick down here. Okay, right. We're starting it off with the dark. We're starting off with the dark again, and just adding. Right, starting off with the dark and just adding some white to our purples, just to lighten the purple. I apologise for all my giggling like a little 5-year-old, but it's good to have fun. It's definitely good to have fun, and laughing, they say, is the best thing to make you feel good. I'm not even crying. Okay. Right, so I'm just adding that purple, and as we go up the hook, we're going to start adding some white to the mix, just to get to a lighter hook. And there we are. And as we go further up, hopefully just by adding extra white and pulling, you'll get more lighter shade. And again, it's really beautiful looking purples going over this miniature, and we just, like I say, add in more and more white to the purple. So as you get higher up the hook, it's going to be brighter and brighter until we have finished. I'm scared to look at chat now. Don't look, Mikey, don't look. There you go. Good. So there we are, that's the one hook. That looks fab. Absolutely fab. So we'll do the other hook and then we'll move on to the head. Okay, moving on. So, Josh, I tell you what, it's lucky I love you, pal. It is so much lucky I love you. Okay, moving on. Right, again we're starting with our darkest purples in the recesses of our miniature. And again, we're just moving down the arm, and all we're going to do is add more and more white as we go down, and this will give us our lovely blending effect. Going, that's too much white, way too much white. I need to wash my brush. You can water your paints down a little, but I find having the paint a little bit thicker for wet blending on these type of miniatures works better for me, because you're trying to keep that paint wet. If the paint is too runny, what will happen is it'll just run too much into the other colours. So keeping the paint to quite a nice consistency, you won't get that running. And that's the key, is you want the paints to mix in together, but you don't want them too runny where you'll end up with streaks, because you can end up with nasty little streaks of paint if your paint is too wet. Okay, just adding more and more white now. Keeping it going white, and again the hook will get a nice finish. There we are. So that's the hooks. So the last part now is to get the head of the hook horror finished. And again, we're going to start off with a darker purple, so just add a tiny bit of black. And we start the back. And we'll just keep on adding some whites now to that purple, and we'll bring that forward. Now with this miniature, because we were wet blending, we won't need to add any ink washes to this miniature. We'll just keep it as it is, and once the paint's dry, if we need to highlight any areas, we'll just add a little bit more white here and there just to highlight those areas. And there we are. So that's our purples blended into the white for our hook horror. Now there's nothing I can do to this one now until that's dry. So what we'll do is we'll go back to our ogre. It is a bit like a Ninja Turtle, eh? It's a lovely miniature though. Mummy brain. Okay, so that's our hook horror with the purples, and I think that looks fantastic, quick and easy. I can't do any more with that one because of course that paint is going to dry now, but we shall move on and carry on with our ogre zombie after I've had a drink of water because it's roasting in my room today. Anybody got some awesome plans for Christmas? I don't know, again, I shouldn't really say that, should I? Everybody's in lockdown. It's, yeah, I tell you what, it's crazy out there, eh? Absolutely crazy. I mean, in Scotland, I don't think they know what they're doing. I actually don't know if they have... I don't know. It's best I don't speak about it. So, no. No. It's just crazy. Right, for the ogre zombie, what we've got to do now is we're just going to paint in all his little loincloth and his little belt and the little bits around here and on the side there, same as what we've got here. I mean the paint is so simple on here, so we're just going to follow this, but what I'll do is I shall dry brush the brown, add some more highlights to the belt, and just make it a little bit better than what it looks like on that picture there. Okay, so let's go and add some brown. I have a huge list of things I'm not doing this year. I think we've all got that list. Muse's Touch. Yeah, it is a scary one. Like I say, I've seen my dad twice this year. Out of the whole year, I've seen him twice. I haven't even seen my mum. I haven't seen my mum once this year yet. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, my parents don't really want to leave the house. Not while this is all on. I mean, my dad's in his 70s. My mum's in my mum's in the 70s. I mean, it's scary for those people. I mean, it's scary for me, but for the older generation, this is like a science fiction movie, you know. It's not nice at all. That's so weird. Painting in the sun. My Claire lived in South Africa, and when she was over there, I think her Christmas days were basking on the beaches. Not that she used to bask on the beach, because she would melt because she's so white. But all these different countries, you don't realise, when you live in places like Scotland and winter is freezing cold, there's other people around the world and they're sunbathing on Christmas Day, I mean, that must be really weird. But if you've been brought up that way, it'll be normal. And then you see all the Christmas movies and Christmas cards. They always have snow in. Always have snow in. I think. I mean, I'm 50 next year, and I can only remember one Christmas out of my 50 years. I can only remember one Christmas that we've ever had snow. Has anybody else had snow at Christmas? Because I don't remember Christmases being white. Scorpio and I, we absolutely adore snow. We absolutely love snow, and every year we do our little snow dance, or snow dance, hoping for snow. Last year it was awful. I think we had like talcum powder snow for like one day, and it's just gone within hours. I mean, we absolutely love walking our dog in the snow, watching Bonnie turn pink. Yeah, I mean, Canada's supposed to be good for snow. Michelle? Really? Mighty Lancer Games. That must have been crazy. That must have been crazy. Yeah, well, we don't need to shovel any snow because we don't have transport or anything. So I mean, apart from our driveway, not driveway, our little garden path, we haven't got a driveway. Um, Oh. Well, the stream seems to be working very well today. None of you have said anything about sound echoing or bad video quality. Obviously, we've hit the nail on the head, and it's working great. I mean, this is all I want, is for my stream to be working well, so you can all watch it and chat to me and talk about goblins and all sorts of things. I mean, the main reason I started this Discord, Twitch, and everything that I'm doing was so everybody can get together and chat and be around friends that love the same things. And especially with this world being like it is. If you notice, I always keep bringing it up, but when I go into a more detailed part of the miniature, like go into the sides of this little bandages around his arm, I'm using my fingers to control my painting again. So I've got my little pinky there, and that just steadies my hand, so I can just get to the edges of any part of the miniature a little more easier, and I'll have more control of my paintbrush. So say I'm doing a side here, just going along, and that just steadies my hand so much more, just to get to those areas that are a little bit harder. When you're painting just your basics, I can just do it freehand like so, but putting my fingers together when I get to the parts that are a little bit more tricky and I want a bit more control of my paintbrush. So using two hands really does help get the job done. I mean, I'm using a large brush here. This is a regiment brush by Army Painter, but it's a fantastic brush to get your paint on for large areas. Now, in the USA, you have like 2 Christmases, don't you? I know in the UK we get the one Christmas, but the Americans, they get like double Christmases or something, double prezzies. You can tell I'm from the UK. I have no idea. Thanksgiving is not Christmas. Yeah, well, to me, it's close enough to Christmas to get double presents. Double prezzies. Okay, with the feet, I'm just going to add a little bit... Oh, I've missed a bit there. I'm going to add a lighter... I'm going to make the brown lighter on certain parts of the cloth. Just to have some variation in the colours. Okay, good. Right. I've got some white left, so I'm going to take some of that brown, add some of that white, and make it lighter. You know, I didn't know that. I thought... oh, I'm not going to go into details because it will just show you how stupid I am and I don't know anything. But no, I assumed you all got extra prezzies on Thanksgiving. Because, and of course, whenever I hear turkey, in the UK, turkey is the staple of Christmas dinner. You know, you automatically think Christmassy, presents... that type of thing. Lots of different traditions around the world for different things. See, I've got a nice lovely brown from making it a lighter brown, and this is just for the bottom areas of the feet where we've got a lighter browns. This will just look nice just there. Oh, Renegade Shanks decided to join, has he? Hope you've not been working too hard, Renegade Shank. Yes, that's a simple little paint. I'll just add his belt now. Okay. Right, small brush. And again, we're going back to that brown and some white. And we'll just go around here. It's got some little, like a charm necklace type thing. So I'll just paint that in quickly. Add a little bit more white to that, and a little bit of, there we go, a little dark, and we'll just go round the string. Let's make a dark brown. And I'm going to just use that for the Ogre's sideburns, which are absolutely mental on this thing. I'm just going to add just a little bit of hair to the side of his face. There we go. There we are. Okay. Right. Now I'm going to show you this special blood. I don't know if I can say this correctly. Coagulated blood. Can anybody tell me how to say that correctly? Mighty Lancer Games, if you're there. This is a special effects blood. Coagulated blood, where the blood has gone all thick and gooey and gone dark. Coagulated. Thank you. Coagulated. God, see, I even learned proper English while I'm painting. How good is that? Now, this is from Green Stuff World, which Mighty Lancer Games sells in their shop. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a really, really thick paint, but it looks absolutely amazing as for what it says on the tin, as they say. So what I'll do is I'll add a little bit here, just a tiny bit, and I'm going to use my regiment brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add it to the red parts of this miniature, and just to show you what it looks like. It's really a gooey, it really is like blood when it's turning. You know, you got that very dark browny, lumpy, stodgy look to it, and of course it will dry with a gloss finish, but it gives an absolutely stunning effect. I highly recommend this stuff from Green Stuff World. It's awesome, really, really works super well. Now I'm going to go to a smaller brush now and add it to the other parts of the Ogre zombie. A very simple thing to do, but it's another one of those effects paints that actually says, it does what it says on the box, and I highly recommend this one. So we just add it to all the little fleshy areas, and it gives a beautiful, absolutely beautiful effect. You got that dark, nasty, gooey zombie look. I don't know if you can see that well, but it is absolutely awesome. Actually, I can show you a bit of a better picture. This is the same. This is the stuff on my. This is a Wizkids Executioner. Now I should be able to zoom in on this one for you, if I can get my mouse. Where are we? Get some focus. There we are. And now, just here, that's your this is the coagulated blood, and as you can see, it's gone down the chopping block there, and you've got the head, little head in the box there, and that's the blood around it. And I think it looks absolutely fab. It really looks like it's supposed to. Absolutely awesome stuff. So yeah, this artificial blood, that's some good stuff to add to your paint collection. Zoom back out. Actually, I can zoom on this one and show you as well. There we are. So you can see it's like I say, the blood. It gives a really good effect. So you're getting all the dark shades with the paint, and the lights coming through for the blood, which is fantastic. Trying to get the focus in, sorry. There we go. Okay, now just to finish off for today, I'll just paint in the belt. and we'll get the handle done, and maybe add a little bit of silver here, and we'll probably call that evening, because we've only got 5 minutes left. The hour goes fast, eh, when you're having fun. Okay, so just using some basic silver, and I will just go over the mace or club of the silver. Once the whole miniature is dry, the brown areas will be dry brushed and then given a little bit of a brown ink wash, and then they'll be dry brushed again. The base is going to have a black ink wash, and once that black ink wash dries on the base, we shall be dry brushing over that base just to highlight the base areas. As for the skin, once that blood has dried, I'll just do the tiniest of highlights to touch up the skin on the ogre. So that's how simple we've added the silver to that, and on the bottom as well there's a little bit of metal there, so we'll just go over that bit there. But an hour, 2 hours, you get these two miniatures painted up to a tabletop standard, and they'll be fantastic for your tabletop games. Yeah, Shrek. Okay, have you got any questions before I say goodnight? Because we are coming up to a close.